What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Pierre's Panic Room. You know how we do. We always do the flyer show and have the flyers guest, and today's no different. But before I start off, you know what I gotta do? I gotta read the comments. This is what the comments that my crew puts up, and let's see what we got here. All right, this is from the Asian versus Black got beef. You know, I had my micro special. Shout out to those who purchased it. Thank you so much. This is from Slab817. He says, "My dude ain't telling no lies. We damn sure go to restaurants and tell them how we want our food. Straight ignoring the menu. Pierre is a beast." Thank you, Slab817. I appreciate that, you know. Now this is the one where Dion Cole came on my set when we did the 5 for 5. Where to next travel says, "I love two brothers showing love to each other. Keep each other strong." I appreciate that. Where to travel next? So, travel to the Pierre's Panic Room. All right. The last one is from the John Hinton Show, and Shizzo says, Shizzo being Chizzop, Shizzo P says, "John seems like a genuinely good dude. Never seen him in no F shit." Oh, F shit. Great job as well interviewing him, Pierre. Thank you very much. So I appreciate that. I do a little something. So here it is. I got this gentleman, man. I know some of y'all had to Google the nigga. This nigga. But let me tell you something. You ever heard of a guy named Kevin Bacon? He had a thing called 6 degrees of separation. That means 6 people to get to him. This Negro here is 1 degree, okay? If you talk to one person, they'll know Chris Spencer. Trust me. Give it up for the one and only Mr. Chris Spencer, man.
Great.
What's up? You like that, man? You are like 1 degree, brother. Look at you. You got the outfit. Before I start, I'm sorry. You get a great outfit on. One thing about us, man, remember back in the days, well, still today, we always wore some dope shit that other black dudes didn't wear. You know, other comedians didn't. Me and you and Alex Thomas.
Always had on some fly shit.
When we go to the Beverly Center, what's that store in the Beverly? Politics. Remember Politics? That's where shirts were like $300. This is in the 90s.
Yes,
okay?
Jackets, Rubber Soul. Remember Rubber Soul made that cup?
Come on now.
Yeah, no, you always dressed fly.
Yeah.
You had dope. Your play clothes was dope. Like you had fly suits.
Right.
But I used to think, I said, I might have double-breasted pajamas.
Hell, really?
Like he was always fly. Ascots with t-shirts.
Really, that's what we're doing. But no, for real, man. One thing about I would see you like, where you get them shoes from?
Yes, we always did that.
Where you get that jacket from?
Right.
I felt like it was me, you, Alex Thomas, and maybe the Wayans. Did they cut the other?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I can see them.
And from being on the road with Damon is what made me go.
Yes.
I need to look like that at least.
Yeah. Damon.
Close to.
What would you call that gear? Metrosexual? What was metrosexual?
Damon?
No, that gear that we wore. Because it was little.
It was on the edge.
You know, it wasn't from the SWAT.
Like if a gay dude tried to pick up on us, you would understand why.
Right. It's the shoes, nigga.
Yeah. I understand why you like me.
It's my shoes.
These are lavender socks. I'm sorry, but I'm not. I'm straight.
Woo! All right. So one thing I didn't realize that you have are you Bohemian? You have a background. Where are you from?
Bohemian?
Is it Bohemian or
Jamaican?
Jamaican. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Who is? No, he's Haitian. Our boy, Ruben Paul's Haitian.
Ruben Paul's Haitian.
Right.
Will Sylvanus Haitian.
Haitian, right.
Yeah.
So they're not. It's a Jamaican.
Ian Edwards.
It's Jamaican.
Jackie Fabulous.
She's Jamaican too?
She's Jamaican too, yeah.
So let me ask you, okay, give me the structure of your growing up. Like, did you have sisters, brothers, mother, father together?
Grew up with a sister.
Okay.
Then parents got divorced when I was around 8.
Oh, really?
Mother remarried. I have a stepsister from my stepfather, and then my father had another kid with his wife.
With his wife, right?
Yeah.
Now, was it L.A.? You grew up in L.A.?
Inglewood.
So you
people from LA, people from Inglewood want people to know that there's LA and then there's Inglewood. I'm from Inglewood, California.
And what's the difference? Is that like Maryland, D.C.?
It's like Baltimore and D.C.
Okay.
Yeah.
Baltimore
County.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like you want to be specific.
Right. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Did would you say your Jamaican upbringing? Like what did you do when you play soccer when you was growing up?
No. Okay. So I'm Jamaican.
Oh damn. Okay. So you ain't really Jamaican.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Jamaican by the food.
Okay.
But so I was born here, but
Right.
my parents are both Jamaican.
Sure.
But if you've met my sister, you'd be like, how come she's Jamaican and you ain't? Like she stayed within the culture.
With the accent?
It's new.
Want to do.
It's new. Yeah, she's from like Kingston and Crenshaw, like where they coincide.
Right.
But she's of the culture more so
Okay.
than I am.
Okay, cool. All right. So, you know, growing up in LA, did you like? I always felt like I'm from outside. I'm from DC, Maryland.
Sure.
I thought people who grew up in LA wanted to be on TV all the time. Did you grow
Right.
up seeing TV like I want to be an actor?
So that's what people forget. Like,
Right.
there's regular communities, and Hollywood is still way over there. Like,
Right.
when we went to Universal Studios, we were excited too, even though we lived here. When we went to Hollywood Boulevard, we looked on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Really?
All that stuff was exciting.
Right.
Yeah, to go see the people, you know, the stars and their feet and their hands.
Right.
All of that Hollywood was like untouchable. Like, I remember my friend's mother was an extra in the Nude Bomb. You remember that movie, Maxwell Smart?
Okay, I know Maxwell
Don
Smart.
Adams?
Right, Don Adams, right.
She was in a scene where at Universal Studios where the tram was going and they did with Jaws.
Sure.
And she jumps out into the water. We must have rewound it 547 times.
Really?
And every time she would walk by, I'd be like, "Hi, how you doing?" She was a stunt woman who jumped in the water,
Right,
and we
sure.
thought she
Got
was
excited.
the shit.
No, I can feel that. I feel like entertaining comics or entertainers who didn't really go to a private school
Right.
either went to Fairfax or Hamilton.
Right.
Did you go to one of those?
No, I'm from Inglewood. Those
I
are
don't know
LA
that.
schools.
Oh, those are LA schools?
Those are LA schools.
Okay, then what
Yes.
school did you go to?
I went to Morningside High School.
I heard about Morningside. Did anybody famous go to Morningside High?
Pookie?
Oh, nigga, really? Pookie? Oh, he went there?
Yeah, Pookie's famous.
Oh, Pookie Wigginton. I remember a nigga named Pookie.
Oh, no, Pookie
Oh, real
Wigginton.
Pookie. The real
Elton
Pookie.
Campbell, Lisa Leslie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
The dudes that do the Dougie, what's the name of what's the group?
I don't know. Do not know.
Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to
Right. They went to
was
your school.
Morningside.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So let's move forward to this. When did you get the acting bug or the stand-up comedy bug first?
So I did little. Let me see. The acting bug first. I
Okay.
did commercials as a kid. Then later I went to junior college, did a play or two.
Right.
And then the stand-up didn't happen until Sully, who was my roommate in college.
Really?
Yes, we
Dope
were.
writer.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very funny guy too.
Yeah.
We were around some girls, and they were like, "What do you want to do?" He's like, "I want to be a comedian." And they were like, "Oh my God, I love comedy. I love Eddie Murphy. I love Richard Pryor. Oh my God." And they were all on him. And they're like, "What about you?" I was like, "Comedian." Yes. Come give me my hugs too.
Right. Give me
And so that's how it happened. And then I started doing open mics and Laugh Factory Comedy Store.
Did you go to UCLA? What college?
We went to UCLA.
Yeah, I went to
Yes,
UCLA.
graduated from UCLA in 1990.
And you went there to be what was you going there for? A good time?
What was my major?
Yeah, well.
My major was sociology, but it was only because I looked up one day and was like, damn, I did a lot of sociology. I had a lot of sociology classes. But it was I stayed in LA for entertainment. I got into Cal. I was headed up to Cal,
Wow, okay.
Berkeley. And then one of my friends who was there, he's like, don't you want to be an actor? I was like, yeah. He said, why the f you coming going to
Really?
California?
Really?
I was like, I don't know.
And took your
But it just sounded cool to say I'm at Cal.
Right.
So then I ended up going to UCLA instead.
Okay, so your foray into comedy. Some of the guys I knew, did you come up with like Alex Thomas and
Sure.
and Daryl Heath?
I was a
and
little
all
bit if this was high school, when I was a sophomore, they were freshmen.
Okay.
But then we ended up kind of so let's go back. I started off doing a lot of the mainstream rooms.
I was going to say that, right?
Right?
I'm about to get to it.
Yes. Yeah. He used to f with me too. So I did Laugh Factory on the regular nights, not just whatever the black night was. I did the improv on the regular nights, and so it wasn't until I used to every now and then go down to the Fun House and to the Comedy Act Theater where I would see y'all,
Right.
and I would go down there and bomb and then run back to the white people. Right? And so, but I always knew I wasn't supposed to be here because the laughs in the black rooms were different.
Right.
Like Chris Rock says, black people laugh with their feet.
Right.
I wanted that.
Right.
And then I started doing rooms with Alex and Daryl, and we would go to little rooms in Inglewood and in Compton, and I was starting to finally understand who I was and my voice. And like the jokes that I had watered down, which was really originally written for us, that I was watering down in the improv, I was like, this is the laugh I've been looking for.
Right.
So it was totally different.
Sure. It's funny you say that because I came out here in 90, 91.
Yeah.
And I don't remember really seeing you at the black spots. I'm just saying, exactly, for a long time. But I would see you at the white spots, and I felt like, we keep it 100, like. I hate to say it. Not you were corny. You just didn't belong. Like, when I see you up there at the Laugh Factory and on other places or little spots, I was like, I just think you wanted to be with us. I thought maybe because you might have bombed, whatever you said the reason was. I didn't see you down around us. But I remember seeing you moving or doing stuff that I wanted to do. It wasn't being. I couldn't get from the hood spot. I get a pat on my back and a chicken wing, nigga. You get a contract. Okay. I was like, what the f is going on? I'm funny as shit. not happening. And I didn't understand. This is what I'm going to talk to you so much about. I didn't understand the game. I didn't understand the business of it and stuff like that. And so I was envious of you.
I felt it.
Yeah, you felt it good. Let's be real here.
Every time I saw him, he would hit me. I was like, damn, what did I do?
Nah. I'm like, the f is he doing?
Yeah, he's like, I know you. I'm funnier than this. God, does he have a talk show? He's like, well, nigga, come to Mondays on nights that aren't Monday. Right. Come to the improv on nights that ain't Monday.
Funny. That's why I love it. I love it.
Yeah. I remember one time, this is true. Peter Golden was your manager?
Yeah, Peter Golden.
Rest in peace, right? He passed away?
No, he's still alive.
Peter Golden? Okay, Peter Golden.
Yeah, another one died, but not him.
Okay, so I remember one time, I came into the improv on a Monday, and you was with Peter. You go, what the
night?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
He said, what are you doing here?
Right.
Well, like, every time I saw him, he hit me.
Well,
out of love, though. It wasn't like he hated me.
Right.
I remember saying, well, why don't you sit in the front row so I can feel like some white people here and I can be comfortable.
There you go.
Yes.
I like this guy here.
So, but every time we saw each other, but we were always cool.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until actually Rodney Perry's room at the Hollywood racetrack, Hollywood Park Casino, whatever racetrack, that I started to cut my teeth in the Comedy Union on Pico.
Right.
I was like, okay, I belong.
Well, you know what's funny? I actually liked you when I saw you actually working in the Black Club because you were doing material that just wasn't the normal black stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, and that's why I came from a white comedy club, you know, back in D.C. when I first started because there wasn't no black comedy clubs, only black hole in the walls. So we'd love to get to a place where it had lights and a microphone that worked. And, so we did the white spots. But I remember watching you saying, no, he's clever. He got some good material. Some of these people just don't get it. You know, they're not laughing because maybe they don't understand that soul has an E in it. For Koreans, whatever. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
They don't know who Anne Frank is. Like it ain't his fault.
Right.
So I enjoyed it. But what I did wonder, what I was wondering, the little bit of LA comics, because there wasn't DL, Ricky Harris, you and a couple of them. But the infestation of everyone else came to LA.
Sure.
Did you ever feel like it was LA comics versus everybody?
No, because I never even thought of it. I always thought that DC and Chicago had the best comedians.
Well, you thought right.
Right? Mm-hmm. DC and Chicago had the best comedians. And then New York comedians was probably third, but a lot of them came from other places and just ended up in New York, so they call themselves New York comedians.
Sure.
So I thought DC comedians were, and Chicago, they wrote. Everybody was different. You were different than Earthquake, and Earthquake is different than Dave, and he's different than Donnell. It was it was different. And us, I felt like there was me, Alex, Daryl, all of us were different, but then like whoever was quote unquote not as good as us felt like the same. You know what I mean? There were some people that were great. Brandon Bolin, remember how funny Brandon was? And Scruncho was he's kind of younger than us, but the rest of them felt like they weren't unique.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So being that okay. So much I want to talk to you about. Because when I started reading on you, I was like, and I've known you for a while. Like,
more shit that made you envious?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
But here's what's funny. I was envious of him.
I can't believe that.
Yo, the fact that you did your own shit.
I hear you.
And kissed Halle Berry. But we can talk about that after.
My thing was always.
They go acknowledge you kissed Halle Berry.
Did you? Yeah, it's all good. Yeah.
You act like you kissed her off screen.
Yeah. I ain't the only one. Did you always hear? Do you feel like you always heard? How in the hell did Chris Spencer?
All my life. You understand?
Always, how in the hell did Chris Spencer get? How in the hell?
If we had how the did Chris get an A in Spanish?
Okay.
Chris made that jump shot. How? Chris got that girl. How? All my life I've been that guy. How the did he get that?
Right. Why do you think that's that?
I don't. Because I feel like the everyday regular guy. You know what I mean? It's like if you see someone who looks like they should have made that jump shot, or someone who looks smart. I look, although I'm very good looking, I'm not like
this camera, your camera right there.
And I'm not Boris or Morris, but you know what I mean, like
right, Boris or Morris.
Like if there was a Norris, I could be Norris. You know what I mean?
Okay,
So
Norris Spencer.
So it was always like I was always kind of an underdog.
Right, I can see that.
And it wasn't like people hated on me, but they just wondered. How? Yes.
I did that many times.
How did he get the talk show?
Yeah, how did he get vibe?
Yes.
This nigga here. But okay, but do you feel that white people, first of all, you probably enunciated all your syllables. That helped in conversation. But like you mixed in with white people the right way, the right people, the producers and all that kind of stuff.
But it wasn't like purposeful. It wasn't like I'm gonna go hang
nigga,
out with
you
the
ain't want
whites.
to be one of us. You ain't want to be one of us.
Right, I did come. I was bombing in the rooms.
Okay, you did. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Listen, I remember one time TK Kirkland was hosting the show,
Right.
And he was doing the Palace.
Okay.
Upstairs at the Palace.
Oh yeah.
And there's bombing, and then there's gone, little man.
Right.
I got one of them gone, little mans.
Right.
You're all right. It's okay, man. You get them next time. I'm trying to bag with people.
Right.
They're like, gone. It's gonna be okay, little man. That shit hurts.
But here's the funny
So
thing about it.
TK pushed me back out.
Right.
He said, your problem is you're scared of them. I need your ass to go back out. He pushed me back out and go to the edge of the stage and let these know you ain't scared of them.
Right. But something about you, you would go there and let's say you bomb. You go
Right.
to the black place and bomb. And then you go to the Laugh Factory with the white folks on and get you a deal. What the and we out here rocking at the Palace and getting nothing but going back home and shit.
Right.
So that's why I was always like, what
Right.
the So I had to start realizing.
I didn't bomb
this
that
ain't
often,
worth it.
okay? This is just for your little TV show.
Okay, all right.
I wasn't getting no standing O's. I wasn't bombing.
I got footage, nigga.
I wasn't
okay.
bombing.
Okay.
I just wasn't killing.
Okay.
I wasn't killing.
Well, in the black room, if you don't kill, you bomb.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like you said, if they ain't doing this,
Right.
like there's
no.
nothing worse than for a Crip to come up to me and go, nice set. Like, nigga, I don't want no Crip telling me nice set.
Right.
How do you even know what that is?
Right. And when I say bomb, I'm really joking.
No, but
you get
it
what I'm
is.
saying.
But you're right.
There are like 10 comics that go up black room, and you might be number 5 as doing well.
Right.
You ain't.
Yes,
You know,
I'm not
so you ain't number 1.
Listen,
right.
I'm not murdering.
Right, sure.
I got gangbangers telling me I'm clever.
Right, but I've seen you at a place at Savoy. We used to host that. That was in the hood, and you rocked that sucker as a
Sure,
host.
but I'm
you know
saying
what
that was a growth.
Right. Okay. You're right.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
I'm up here thinking, wow, they don't get me. So that I would try to be extra dirty, and then these people are like, nigga, you ain't gotta be dirty, just be funny.
Right. That's true.
So I had to finally find my voice. I remember this, and I'll let you go. So me, Alex, and Daryl were running the streets, right? You would see us. And I remember they would always get, you a fool, Daryl, you stupid.
Right.
And I would get, nice set. Like, I didn't want no nice set. I wanted to be ignorant and stupid.
Right. Wow.
And I remember I finally realized when I arrived, I had a show at the Comedy Act, and I came off stage, and this lady said, you are so simple. I was like, thank you so much.
I know. That's when we get insulted, we like that.
That's
you crazy.
fucking-
You ignorant as shit.
Yes.
You a wild boy.
This is the
Fucked
dumbest I ever seen.
This nigga
You a
ignorant.
fool.
You ain't.
I needed that because Daryl
Right.
and Alex were always
Get that.
getting it.
Yeah.
And I got, man, you're so pristine. You're collegiate. I'm like,
wow.
why do I want a drug dealer to tell me I'm collegiate?
Okay, speaking of another one of those, how in the vibe?
Yes.
Because you were kind of plucked from being unknown, pretty much.
Right.
You did have a show
Right.
with nothing really happening.
Right.
How did that even come about? The Vibe TV show, for those who didn't. And that came out after Arsenio Hall, I think.
After Arsenio, yes.
Right. Okay, they're looking
And
for a new nigga, and you
right.
was the first one.
Yes.
Okay.
No, well, so they had a nationwide search.
Okay.
And they were trying to find somebody to be. There was a hole. There was a void.
Sure.
In late night, and they kept asking me to audition. I was like, no, I'm an actor.
Wow.
I'm a thespian.
All right.
I want to be a talk show. I wasn't even thinking about it. So Jamie Masada, who was my manager at the time, was like, excuse me, you need to go meet Quincy Jones. I said, if I meet him, he gonna try to talk me into it. I'm an actor. And so weeks go by. They're looking all over the country for these people. And I finally go meet Quincy. And I swear to God, he has his back turned to the window. I go, Quincy Jones, Mr. Spencer's here to meet you. He looks me up and down. He goes, so you the motherfucker that don't want to meet me. I was like,
Oh, I love it. That's dope.
So then he starts telling me how he's discovered Oprah and Whoopi and Will, and this would be great, the magazine, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, all right. So they had test shows, and it was like 4 or 5 comedians. We didn't see each other. They did test shows, and I just so happened to be the one that they chose.
Nice. Now, unfortunately, it didn't last long.
Didn't last because
Okay.
they washed the stink off of me, right? I came in there with a certain thing that they loved, that my little skill, and they wanted, they put Keenan on at the exact same time.
I know.
So then all of a
Dirty.
sudden it was like, yo, we got to get him to be more Leno or whatever.
Right, sure.
And so if you go back and watch, like people said I was bad, but the only thing I sucked at was the monologue.
Okay.
Because for those of you who don't know, they wanted me to read jokes. And if we're storytellers,
Right, sure.
I can't do. Guess what happened yesterday at Fox Hills Mall?
Right.
The hot dog on a stick ran out of sticks. You know what I mean? Like, and so what made Jay Leno great is he would take all the jokes for the week and go down to the Comedy Magic Club and run it. And so and by the time I learned the trick, like I don't need to be doing this all the time, I got fired.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you replaced with Sinbad. Because
Sinbad, yes.
I wound up doing the show with Sinbad. You know,
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I wound up doing Sinbad, me, and Ice-T. This is a real light
wow.
show. It was
That was
real
a
light.
beige-
Yeah, that was really
Coming
light.
up on a beige Wednesday.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Melanin Sundays presents.
And speaking of you going up against Keenan, everyone.
Yes.
Next time I turned around, I saw you. You was hanging with the Wayans brothers.
I was always their friend. I was always. Me and Sean came up doing stand up together. I was opening for Damon. I wrote a book with Sean. I did a couple movies with Marlon. And Keenan was kind of like our big brother. He directed Don't Be a Menace to South Central. So I was in that camp.
Right.
You know what I mean? I used to think I was a Wayans.
Really?
I would walk around like this. And I remember the time I realized I wasn't.
Okay.
We were parked in front of the Improv, and Damon and Sean were in the front seat, and I was in the back, and they started whispering, and I was trying to listen.
Right.
And they go, Chris, could you step out? We're talking about some family
Hell
shit.
no.
I was like, oh, I'm not a Wayans.
You ain't a Wayans.
Put my eyes back out, and I fucking kept walking. I was
That's funny as shit.
I thought I was a Wayans. I did everything, Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Yeah, but not private conversations.
No, I wore a Vader like them. Everything.
Hell no. This guy here, I love it. So you was in that movie, Don't Be Drinking June.
Yeah, Don't Be a Menace to South Central, Drinking Juice in the Hood. Yes.
That was a funny movie, man.
Yes, it was.
It really was.
It was.
You know,
Was that another how for you?
no. The part was small. I didn't give
Right.
You've been the lead one. I've been like, hold up now. But no, it's funny with the Wayans brother, man. I'm a huge fan of theirs.
Right.
You know, I really am. I'm a huge fan of. I put on my Facebook page one time. One of the most underrated comics of all time is Damon Wayans.
Absolutely.
Stand up.
Absolutely.
I can't believe it when people talk top 5 or top 2. His name ain't mentioned, especially urban comics. It's ridiculous.
Because, and just like Jamie Foxx, it's been a long time since we've seen him. So if your body of work is not in front of us, then I can't talk about you like that.
Ooh, that's a shame. You're very.
You know what I mean?
You're right. Because he made his first HBO special was dope as hell, man.
Christ.
I was the first couple of them, man.
Right.
It was funny. Well, I'm telling you a quick story. I was laying in bed with this chick one day. You know, we had finished doing whatever, and I was naked, and she was spooning me, right? And I had gas. And I was watching what's his name, and I was trying to hold it in. He said something too funny. Blow!
Right on her.
Right on her back, you know, because she was spooning me. I was like, oh my God, Wayne. I think Damon my situation.
Why are you leaving?
I put it around there. I was trying to hold it in. You know, when you're naked,
Right,
you can't
sure.
hold it in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, you hold the best you can, but Damon hit a funny joke. Like, I was like, what?
Damon was brilliant,
Yeah.
too. Physical.
What?
Listen, so I was on the road with them, so from him is where I kind of learned my black chops, too.
Okay.
But he would always tell me to say the joke and then show the joke.
Okay,
You know what I mean? You naturally did that. You were naturally physical. I was kind of a monologist.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm coming up, you know, we're at the Improv and Seinfeld and Paul Reiser, and I'm trying to be like them. But then I go down to comedy theater.
It ain't working.
I remember when I went to the Bay Area comedy competition with my little suit on.
Oh, you ready to kill him? You ready to kill him?
Kill him. And then I went. First of all, I didn't know about the comedy theater.
Right.
I thought the only black comics was me, Sully, Sean Marlon,
hell no.
and George Wallace, and an occasional Reggie McFadden.
Right, funny. That's funny.
And so I go down here and I open the door and it's
60 comics.
60.
Yeah.
DL was there, Joe Torre, Rick. I was like,
Rick Harris.
and that's the first time I saw Mark Curry.
He was a beast.
Oh
He
my
still is today, but he's a beast.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Did he win it that year?
He was the host.
It was the host.
So I guess he won it the year before.
Yeah, I think DL might. I don't know DL.
DL won the first. I'm sorry.
No, DL lost to Lester Berry.
Yes.
Yes, sir. In the comedy. For those who don't know, the Bay Area Comedy Competition was probably the biggest black comedy competition.
Tony
Each
Spires,
night
Marcus
had
King.
probably 30 comics. So
Yes.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then they whittled it down. Chris Tucker's been through it. Like I said,
Yes.
all of us been through it and
Yes.
stuff. And sometimes you get a deal or something would happen, you know.
Right.
And yeah, I messed up on that. I did something I shouldn't have done, but you know, we're gonna talk about that in
Yes.
a second. I think my arrogance fucked shit up for me
Yeah,
a
you
lot.
was cocky.
Yeah, I was. Cause you know what's funny? I used to hear that Tony Spires.
Yes.
His acts, you know, would do well.
Right.
And we about to pull up the numbers, and I said, before I pull my number up, can I sign with you, Tony Spires? Everybody's quiet as shit. Everybody's like, oh shit. I was like, cause I'm trying to win at least one round and shit. He looked at me like,
You always said shit we wish we would say.
I don't want to do that no more.
Yo.
I don't want to do that no more. I don't wanna do that no more.
It was the brokest, most confident person I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I was.
He didn't give That was that DC shit.
I didn't care. So hanging with the Wayne, oh man, the Wayne's family is just, first of all, let me say real quick, a shout out to them. I have such an affinity for them. I love what they've done and everything, but it's weird when I'm around them.
Right.
The energy is just weird between me and them. I don't know what it is. I don't have no beef with none of them.
Right.
But I just feel like, hey, what's up? It's like,
all of them?
Yeah. I mean.
Kim?
Well, no. Kim was the first one told me to get a colonic.
They're very health conscious.
Yeah, I was gonna work one. And I said, you gotta do it. I tried it, and you have to get 3 of them. I don't know if you know that. You know, you get the first, second, third one. Yeah, and I looked at her. I was like, all right, never again.
Never again. Just in one?
Yeah. Well, one session. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, 3 sessions. But
Right.
one time. Yeah. So I don't know what's happening in here right now. Well, I need to probably get one done. So no. Okay, let's go to. Here's the thing about you, man. Motherfucker, you know everybody. No, bullshit, you're not. You are friends with everybody. I wish I could be like you. And I'm dead ass serious. I don't know what it is about me, and I'll be 100% frank. I don't know how to show all 32 teeth. And I'm not saying you're doing. I just don't know how to show. I can show you. You might get 15, 16 from me.
Right.
You know. And I'm not saying it's wrong for someone to do that.
Sure.
Here's a weird thing. Tell me how to handle this. Like, I don't feel like I can be your friend without wanting anything from you. And I'm always afraid you think I want something from you.
Right.
If I hang around Marlon Wayne or Sean, I'm like, don't think I want to be in a movie. And I'm cool with you. And I've always had, and I think that little part makes me feel like I can't be too close to you.
And see, first of all, there's 2 things I've always done. I make sure I'm not in nobody's camp.
Okay.
Right. And I always make sure that I'm respectful and respected. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so I don't have those airs about me that I'm worried about how you feel. Like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Nice. Okay.
I don't give a fuck if you think I want something from you, because eventually I'll be around you enough that you'll realize that I don't. But I understand why you feel like that, because people are always constantly wanting things from these people. So they are standoffish. So probably once you felt it once, you went that way. You know what I mean? That's probably what you've been like, yo, every time I come around this dude, he acts weird with me. I'm not with him no more.
But is this something, back what you said, I'm going to go on. You said you're like the app, and I'm more of a fly ass talking nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when people get around me, it's like, this like a Muslim, because he produces his own movie, he does it. He's like, he's always doing something.
Right.
Maybe he wants me to do something for him or with him. Well, you could slide in as a good friend.
Here's the other thing. Even if you do want something for him, don't be afraid of the word no.
But yeah,
like, man, I'm doing something. Like, that's one thing I learned from Pookie Wigginton. That don't give a about no. And so he's like, he would say all they could do is say no.
Yeah.
And then what happens? You go ask the next person. So you can't get, what is it? Closed mouths don't eat.
But I don't want something. Sometimes I don't want nothing.
Sometimes you don't.
I don't want nothing.
Right.
I'd be cool with friendship, just hanging out with you, being cool. Right. Like,
but
if you want to give me
your
something.
comedy friends? Like, comics don't really hang out with comics.
Yeah, I don't have too many. Like the ones
now,
that I
why
hang
is
out
that?
With, that I don't hang out. And I'll be honest with you, because I'm a hustler.
Right.
I'm a hard worker. If I see you not working hard and just waiting for me to get something, it makes me feel like, let me get it and I can help you then. But we can't be, you know what I'm saying? I got to drag you up with everything I do, drag you up. And I'm like, unless you have that mindset, let's get it going. And sometimes I got to learn how to just relax too and chill.
Exactly. Sometimes
just chill.
Aren't on your frequency.
Right.
You know what I mean? No, not everybody can make slice 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's funny. Yeah. Back to back. Yeah.
But listen, that's the shit you could do.
Right.
And then you probably have to help somebody learn how to do that shit.
But you see, when I do stuff, I bring a lot of people in.
You do.
Even the show here, just check the show out. This is about giving flowers.
Yes.
I ain't looking for salacious shit.
Right.
Like, ooh, because I respect all these people I bring on here, man.
Right.
I got love for them.
Right.
Some of them ain't been heard from before. I hear people say about other people sometimes, hey, what happened to him?
Right.
Well, I'm about to show you what happened to him. This dude was a dope ass person. He still is, but he might not be on your
great.
Yeah, but I feel like people feel sometimes with me, I don't know, like maybe, whatever. You think you're all that fucking.
But who says that to you? Why do you think that?
Because I've heard it.
From
behind
who?
my back.
Behind your back?
Yeah, but other people saying that, yeah. Because they get to meet me, they're like, man, you're so cool down there.
Exactly.
I thought you was going to be an ass. I thought you, I'm like, why?
But you weren't.
Okay, I ain't mad about that.
Right.
But what do you mean I was an asshole? Give me an example.
But you were a fun asshole. Like, you spoke your mind.
That's not some gay shit. Fun assholes.
Well, you got your girl spooning with you, so I figured you like stuff
okay,
like
there
that.
you go.
From behind.
But
what I'm saying, not you were an asshole, but
cool with that.
you kind of were a loner.
There you go. I say that.
You're more of a loner.
And I think I said stuff to people at the wrong time. Me and Lunell didn't speak for a while. I didn't know what the problem was. I didn't know. And sometimes I can be sarcastic.
Right.
And it sounds more, vicious more. And I don't realize what I'm saying to me. I don't mean
and
by that.
I knew you were being funny.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some people, but a lot of these motherfuckers aren't funny off stage. You know what I mean? They've created they've manufactured the art of stand-up.
Okay.
Right? They know how to go up there and for 20 minutes, 30 minutes be funny. But if you sit up right now with them at Jerry's Deli, them motherfuckers.
Oop. Yeah. Wow.
And so sometimes, and then we played sports. So you're used to joning. You're used to banging, whatever city you come from. And we come from that.
Okay.
So if you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back, and then we're gonna laugh, and then we're gonna do whatever.
Right, sure.
Some people are insecure. This is a very insecure business.
I think you would be, I could sum you up with knowing how to play your position. I'm going to use that. I think for you, you know when to where, and I'm just a bull, and sometimes trying to say the wrong time, and then if it's right, it's right. But you, because you also, you produced or directed Hollywood Husband.
Real Husband Hollywood.
Real Husband
all of
Hollywood.
that, Pierre. I did all of that.
Yeah. Well, no,
Did you say creative? Because I couldn't hear you.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Dirty bastard, yeah. You know, see, that's what I'm talking
No, I'm sorry.
You're an asshole. You're an asshole.
Your mic ain't on. I couldn't hear you.
Asshole.
Yeah, no, I co-created with Kevin Hart, Real Husbands Hollywood.
But see, you just know how to get in the room. I create a lot of shit by myself, okay?
Right.
And it stays by myself. Right.
But let me tell you what I did. So the stuff that I've sold,
right?
And I've always went and grabbed the 800-pound gorilla and said, yo, me and Jamie Foxx got a show called White Famous that we want to do.
There you go.
Yo, me and Tiffany got this. Me and Kevin got that. So, because I knew most of the times that they're going to look at me like, why are we buying this from you? And then I go,
sure. Right.
And then Cedric come from around the corner,
right.
and then now we selling something.
But the beautiful thing is you have those friendship relationships, man.
Right.
That's dope. You know people would love to be in your position. That's why I say you're 1 degree separation. Everyone knows you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To do that show, man. I saw your picture with Obama.
Yeah.
Again, what the f is you doing with Obama? What do I got to produce, man? Shit.
That wasn't even for producing. That came from golf. I make a lot of relationships from fucking playing golf.
Right.
Ray Allen, who's a friend of mine.
Okay, cool. Say.
Yeah.
You're always dropping names.
I can't drop a name because we're on the same level.
Right.
Me and Ray Allen, Hall of Famer Ray Allen. You guys remember? Yeah. So he was going to Martha's Vineyard. We were going to go visit him, and so he's like, "I'm about to go to Martha's Vineyard to play golf with the president." I said, "Oh, we are." And so I went and played. I left, went with him, and went to Martha's Vineyard, got to play with him for the first time. And now I play with him every summer.
But you also went to the White House now. Come on now. Tell me about you going to the White House. How the hell you get to the White House?
The first time.
The
first time. Some
man.
friends of ours that actually go to school with my kids, their parents created Christmas at the White House and the Kennedy Center Honors.
Right.
So the first time I went just so happened to be when the Obamas were in the White House, and so I got to go there and meet him then. This is pre-golf.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And then after was the Ray Allen situation.
And then you would,
So also Jesse Collins,
shout out
BT.
Jesse. You know, he used to be my stand-in. He was my stand-in for How to Be a Player.
You're lying.
My stand-in. Jesse, sit down. I gotta go. I gotta film. We'll call you when we need you to stand there still.
Wow.
Yes,
so Jesse Collins produced Fiesta on the White House lawn. It was the last party on the White House, and so it was BBD, Yolanda Adams, Common, all kind of people, right?
All them good people.
So I'm working as a writer on the show, and I said, listen, everybody's in the house. It's Janelle Monáe, Sam Jackson, everybody, Angela Bassett. I go, listen, in between Yolanda Adams, trumpets got to go get put away, and BBD coming out, if there's some time, I need the mic. I'm halfway joking.
Nice.
Okay. He's like, okay. Cut to, I'm just walking around. Chris, we need you. I was like, what? We need you.
Wow.
Boom, and I went up and I got to perform.
Wow. Now, you got to perform.
Right.
I also heard there was a time when you and your lovely wife needed to leave the White House.
This was that same night.
And some kind of way you brought the either Jamaican or LA.
Yeah.
And what didn't happen?
So we're at the White House, and
Nice.
we're all the White House is black this evening. Right? Everybody's
right.
on the floor, and I'm going, where's all the celebs? Like, where's Sam Jackson and them, right? So my cousin, who was married to Jill Scott for like 15 minutes,
Right.
he comes and gets me and says, yo, the president's looking for you. I go, no, he ain't. The president's looking for you. And so there's a back way to get up to because I'm looking like, where are they? You go to the kitchen, there's an elevator.
Right.
And so the security stops me and they go, the president's looking for him. She's like, you're right. She goes upstairs, comes back, yes, Mr. Spencer, blah, blah, blah,
Wow.
blah. No recording, blah, blah, blah. So I go upstairs. It's POTUS. Michelle was over here with like Debbie Allen and Felicia Rashad and all these people. Right. And then Sam Jackson and Barack and a whole other group of people over here. Me and my wife walk in. He turns and goes, Chris, I've been looking for you for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And everybody goes,
Ken, what the fuck?
Looking for him for? I don't know if you guys had Century 21 in back east, but there was a thing called the looky-loos. And there they would go. And so everybody looked at me like, what? And so boom, we go in. It's 40 people up there. Okay. People start to dissipate.
Okay, leaving.
All of a sudden now it's just me, my wife, Michelle, and Barack. And we're sitting there talking 45 minutes.
Wow.
All of a sudden, Michelle's like, oh, it's late. All right, good night, everybody. She goes. Okay. Me and my wife still asking questions. What was it like in Chicago when this? And that? Right. So he's like, oh, man, it's getting late. I'm like, no, it ain't. Anyway, so also, Hawaii and then Kenya. I'm asking him everything. Right. He's yawning. He's looking at his watch. Don't you guys have a flight? That flight. Listen, you're left-handed. Like when you shoot, I'm asking him everything I could think of.
Right, sure.
After a while, he's like, all right.
Right.
Go to bed.
Right.
Is there another room we can stay in? Because we would love to talk to you about.
You go to bed. You would stay in the White House? You stay in the White House?
No. We left.
Oh, left.
But we would have.
I know. Come on now.
Sir, it just so happens I have on pajamas.
Right. You bring up your wife. First of all, when I saw a picture of her, I was like, how does this look at this? Jesus.
Right.
There's not a lot of.
Listen,
there's not a lot of fine wives that your wife is fine.
Okay. Funny, there's a lot of unattractive comedians that have some beautiful wives. Now imagine a good-looking comedian.
Yeah, okay.
The only thing better than the only thing trumps comedy is music.
Yeah.
So if I can walk in with my girl and Maxwell and them in the room, then I got a good chance of keeping her.
And it was beautiful, man. You know, y'all got the show, got a date night. Put that together. I thought that was dope. Didn't they get transferred into another thing?
Yeah, so we went to Sirius XM.
With a Sirius. But it's not called another name on another network, like True Lovers or nothing?
No. We did a Love and Hip Hop special.
Okay.
And so that kind of went viral. So people think we're the new host of Love and Hip Hop, and I'm like, no. We just did that one little special thing.
So it's date night. It's where you bring couples
and singles.
I saw Guy Torrey on the other.
Yeah, Guy, and we've had Deion Cole, we've had Tiffany.
Not me. Arrogant.
Nobody, no, of course we can have you.
No,
now that I've done your show first.
You said something one time. I said when I called you, I said something. I texted you. I said something like I don't get invited. Nothing like that. You said, "Nigga, you moved." Remember you said that? You said, "Nigga, you moved."
He's like, "Oh yeah. I don't live there anymore."
Yeah, I didn't. I don't live here anymore. That's actually funny. All right, let's get on a note. The unfortunate passing of David Arnold. And I know he's one of your best friends, if not the best friend. You know, it was a lot of reasons it was hurtful. One, he was a cool guy, but also for the comics, people knew he worked so hard to get to a level just about to pop, and then that goes.
I know.
You know how hard that is? Well, of course you know how hard it is, and he wanted it to.
Right.
I was around him many times, brother. He wanted, and he worked for it too.
Very hard.
He worked very hard, writing and so forth like that. Is there something about him that we don't know, about Dave, that you say, man, people don't really realize about Dave?
I really can't. He put everything out there up front. You know what I mean? I can't tell him, you guys know he was a great family man because he put that out there.
Right, sure.
He had a loving family, and you saw his work ethic. And he really cared about comedy. I mean, the Art of Stand-Up Comedy class, she's a graduate. And he loved stand-up, he loved people, and there was no gray area with him. It was black or white. Kind of like you know what I mean?
No, you're right though.
You could have been my light-skinned best friend, but you were so evil back in the 90s.
There you go. I was asked. All right.
And so he put everything out there. So there's really nothing to say. The one thing you should know about David was the exact same guy on the basketball court as he was on stage and in his life. Like everything meant. Like I've never seen somebody play this hard at basketball. He's in a warm-up line. Ha!
Right.
Yeah!
Right.
Yeah! I was like, yo, we call timeout. Just in case we get back here.
Right.
And he was just like you. He'd be mad if you weren't working as hard as him.
Yes.
I'm like, dude, just taking it. Diving for balls and tipping and taking charges. I'm like, you taking charges outside?
I'll pick up.
Yeah, he was just.
I just remember him like putting his tentacles in everything too.
Yes.
Like writing, anything you do. I think he might direct or something.
Director, sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Created this show, That Girl Lele.
Yeah, exactly. I remember I went to see him in Atlanta. He came to Atlanta. Some comics I would come see. I saw you when he come to Atlanta. I want to come out and support y'all and see y'all. and I saw David, and I was just, I'm a writer.
Yes.
Me. You know, I like wordplay. It's funny. I always kind of tell myself, I'm like Nas or Eric, Rakim, my bad, Rakim. I like wordplay in comedy. I like it. I was walking down the street and I fell.
Right.
She got a big booty.
Yeah.
But what's slick about it? How can you do it? And
Right.
I went to watch him. I'm like, man, that was clever what you just did. You worked it. You brought it back. And I was like, and I think people for so long didn't appreciate that,
Right.
you know, of him. And then finally they started.
Right.
Whatever clicked, you know, was clicking for him. His special finally got
Right.
a chance. You know, especially Kevin Hart maybe produced his first special. And I think that's so hard. You know, that's so hurtful. Then, like I said, we know how hard he worked. You know,
and was just like.
Yeah, just about to do something like that, man. Is there anything from his life or death that you've taken and said, I better do this or change or whatever, look at something different?
I appreciate every moment.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it's funny, like, anytime I feel anything, I'm going to the doctor.
I know that's right.
You know what I mean? Like, I got a full physical not too long ago, and I don't know if you guys noticed, they still stick fingers in your ass for a prostate exam.
It's yours.
Oh, you didn't do that?
Back in the days, but now you can actually get prick some blood or something like that.
I was wondering why he was smiling.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And when I say, usually,
Go ahead.
usually when they do it, it's boop, boop.
Right.
This dude was in my ass a little long.
Right. Dialing phone number.
Yeah.
Rotary dialing.
And then when I told him, I was like, yo, what are you doing? You know what he said to me?
Wow. Yeah.
You're finger banging me, sir.
Did you notice both of his hands were on your shoulder?
I did not. And he had a Super Bowl ring on.
Well, no, that was a watch. Oh man, look.
Comedy coming at you. Yeah.
But no, that's fantastic, man.
Yeah. So I just make sure that I'm healthy. I'm trying to eat right. You know, I'm not perfect.
Right.
But you know, I try to make sure some of the meals throughout the week are gonna be perfect.
Right. That's good. You and your wife produced a movie. Your first movie, you directed it.
Yeah.
Dope. First of all, how
Did you say write it?
Oh, I'm not.
Yeah.
Wrote, directed, and produced it.
Yes.
Yeah, but you weren't in it.
No.
So you're going to help the movie be successful. Good stuff. Okay. Appreciate that.
That's why you have no friends. But I know it's a joke.
Right.
That would have hurt some of the other people.
You're right too. That's not funny.
Listen, it just reminds me, because I love jokes like that, right? We would do it, Kev on stage.
Yeah.
We did a roast for Tahir Moore.
Okay.
And he said, yo, Chris Spencer is one of the most sought after people in Hollywood. People want him there, but they just don't want him in it.
That's funny. I
was like, that's brilliant.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Now you work with your wife a lot. You worked on date night.
Listen, pandemic is what happened, because I've been saying no to her for years.
Really?
Just like she said no to me in the bedroom,
Right.
I've been saying no to her in the boardroom.
Right.
And finally she came up with the idea of date night, and I was like, yo, this is perfect. You're smarter than me, you're prettier than me, and you have a total different take and POV on topics. And so a lot of the stuff that's political, I let her go. That's her lane. And I know she's appreciated, because when I'm out in public, my name is Where's Vanessa?
Oh, wow, that's funny.
I'm like, I'm the one that's on TV. Yeah, that's great. Where's Vanessa?
Yeah, where's Vanessa?
People call her, I don't know who to vote for. Where's your wife at?
Right, that's funny.
You know what I mean? What's up with this legislation? What's up with this?
But y'all have worked together a couple times, so it's working,
So now it's I won't work without her now.
Really?
Yeah. Listen, that movie wouldn't have got done if it wasn't for her.
Really?
She casted it and then became executive producer of the movie.
Damn.
Because she did so much. She was the glue.
Really?
Yeah.
It's back to the strip or something like that?
Back on the strip.
Back on the strip,
yeah.
Right. And it's about, can you give me kind of an idea?
It's about...
hour and 40 minutes.
It's like Magic Mike meets the Full Monty, where these former strippers get back together to help the woman who put them on save her hotel and club.
Okay. And we're looking for a release date. So we're in 2023 now. So anytime this year?
Sometime this year.
Bill
Bill Bellamy, JB Smoove,
good.
Gary Owen, Faison Love,
wow, okay.
Wesley Snipes,
what? Yeah,
Tiffany
Wesley?
Haddish.
Well, I know Tiffany works. She loves you. Oh yeah, I didn't phone call away. So that, but you got Wesley Snipes? Damn, them pockets deep.
No, I wasn't.
That jacket really leather.
Well, listen, I was just fortunate enough. Wesley kind of fell into our lap.
Okay.
And so, with having Wesley was like the first person cast. It just kind of, who's gonna say no to doing a movie with Wesley?
Right. Sure. Did you learn anything from being behind the cameras
Yes.
compared to being in front of the
I
camera?
have
With
so much respect for directors, as
Thank
you
you.
already know.
Thank you.
Like, yo.
Jesus. And
You
writers.
Right? Yeah.
Thank you.
I was already a writer, but to
And producer.
director,
Thank you.
but to direct, first of all, what I learned is you better know your because everybody is looking at you as if you're running a small commune.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, sir, what type of plates do you want? I'm
I
like,
know that's
"Oh,
right. Exactly. That's true.
Yeah. But I'm like, go with the beige plates. Yeah, but her color palette is green. Okay, good. Like they want answers. And if you don't have the answer for them right then you need to say, you know what, give me a minute, let me think about it. But everybody is coming to you because you run this shit. Unlike TV, where it's the producer and the director is hired for this episode, in a movie, the director is king. And so it was scary. And being on set was great because I'm getting to direct my friends, right? But at first directing Wesley was a little daunting, you know what I mean? 'Cause
Sure. Wesley,
he is a real actor, and he is method. And so
okay.
when he became the guy, he was the guy. And sometimes he'd be the guy, and I'd be like, they go tell Wesley and scoot over. And the first day I was like, hey man, get over here so Wesley can see you. Like, I would direct you to get closer to him because I wouldn't do it just because me and Wesley hung out the night before. Yeah, and then he got on the set. It was
different. Yeah. Wow.
He's a beast.
Right. Nice.
We be acting and acting. He's an actor.
Wow.
And it was just great to watch his method and just watch him just. It was.
What else you got for 2023? What was it looking like? I know you're something.
I'm out there pitching, right? But I told myself I'm going to take more of the Pierre Edwards model. I'm serious.
I'm just saying, you're working all the time. I don't hear it.
I understand that, but I'm out there tap dancing.
Oh.
Right. You don't tap dance.
Yeah, right. That's my problem.
Whatever. You got some Africans or some drug dealers financing your I need to get this motherfucker shoots a movie. I was like, yo, I didn't even know words like how do you finance that. But now that I'm in this business, I want to be that Pierre. Like I want to. It's like Tyler Perry or Adam Sandler. Like I want you to look at something and go, oh, that's a Chris Spencer movie because I can tell.
Nice. Okay.
You know what I mean? I can tell his brand of comedy. Like I already get that now when people, because I write for a lot of the award shows, right? And so people will call me and go, you wrote that joke. Oh, like, wow. So people kind of understand, they understand my pen. So I want to be able to do more films where you can go, I want to go see a Chris Spencer project.
Right. I can see that. You're very clever, man. I mean that sincerely. Every time since I met you, I thought you were clever. I really mean that. I've been a fan of yours, been envious at times, brother. I ain't even gonna lie.
And listen, the feeling was mutual.
I was like, man, how does this dude do it all the time, man? But as you're still around and you're still working, I see it. I'm getting it now. I'm like, I understand. I understand. And that's why I was so excited to have you on the show. I'm like, sit down, finally talk to you. We don't talk. We see each other, but to talk to you. And I was doing my little research on you. I was like, this brother's a beast, man.
It's fantastic,
right? But it's not braggadocious wise.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
You do it under
because I don't need all that.
Yeah.
I don't need all that. Look at all of our friends that are balling out of control.
Yeah.
They're sad.
Yeah. Ooh, come on now.
These dudes are unhappy because they got to the pinnacle and they've slept with this many women and they have this many cars and this many shoes.
Right.
And then now they're alcoholics.
One of the best things you ever did was got married.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Trust me, brother. I remember when we were coming up in the 90s, them chicks was all over you, brother. I was like, Chris?
Listen.
Got sandals on stage.
Don't act like you didn't have some bad.
Yeah, well,
yes.
It's your time. Yes. Speaking of which, we do a show before we do a thing called IG creeping, where we go on your IG page and look at some of the stuff you've been doing and what you've been up to. You know what I'm saying? And say, okay. And I'm gonna ask you about some of the things, okay?
Okay.
So here's the first thing I want to talk about. Let's look at this right here. What in the world was you thinking about them? They Gucci's now. I see the Gucci. Right. What's the story behind those Gucci's?
Here's the story. So, me and Jamie Foxx, he's my friend. We're doing a show in Vegas.
Okay.
And we were at the Gucci store in Vegas.
Okay.
And I was looking at these. And he's like, did you give up?
What?
I was like, what? He said, don't give up, Chris. I was like, what? He said, that's a shoe Marcus King would wear. Stan Lathan.
Manager, a producer.
Ralph Farquhar. Yeah.
A lawyer.
Yeah, he's like, yo, those are for Stephen Barnes.
That's
you know
funny.
what I mean? He said, don't give up.
Don't do that.
I was like, these are fly. He said, not for you.
Really? Yeah, I can see.
That's an executive shoe.
Yeah, well,
it's Gucci.
Well, I'm glad he made an executive decision not you to buy those, okay? Because you too fly for that. Now, here's your lovely wife right here. Where were we going here, man?
So Kevin Hart was announcing himself being a billionaire. And so,
that's funny.
No, there was a brunch, him
funny.
announcing the merge of Heartbeat and LOL.
Okay.
And so there was a beautiful brunch, and it was around the Netflix of the Joke Festival.
Okay.
And so this is that somehow.
Always a fly dress. Look at you, white. That's pink, right? I'm seeing that right?
Yes.
Yeah, pinkish. Now look at you, brother. That's a dope look. All right, what's another picture? Let's go another picture. This is you guys. Oh, look at that, man. Look at that. That's real love.
That was on the set of Back on the Strip.
Okay.
And we had just shot a scene where there's a young guy who's in the movie.
Okay.
Who's our star? His name is Spence Moore. He's on All American.
Okay.
And so the reason the band gets back together is because I don't want to give it away, but he's performing his magic trick and his clothes burn off.
And he see more than
and he's got a Magic Johnson.
Right.
And that's what the name was supposed to be until I called Magic. He was like, nah, that ain't gonna be the name.
Oh
of the book.
man, that's funny.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got here? Let's see. All right, oh,
Damn!
So that's Joe Claire. Is that D-Ray?
That's D-Ray, yep.
D-Ray.
Look at our clothes.
Now I don't remember what year that was because when I knew you.
This is Thursday.
That last Thursday? Hell no. I don't remember this Chris Spencer.
Listen,
Okay.
if there was a picture of you, you dressed like that too.
Yeah, in what? In '88. Damn, brother.
Yeah.
All right. Look
at this. 2X. Joe Claire got on 3X. And we just all the same.
Oh, y'all got
size.
X down. Okay,
Yeah,
X
this
down.
is in Flint, Michigan. We had a show in Flint. This is when I was becoming blacker in my comedy.
I could see.
Yeah.
Okay, that outfit was crushing. That wasn't when I got from politics. Oh, look at you, man. This is what I'm gonna go to the point.
Right.
It's always when I look at these pictures.
Right.
Who is that nigga? And it's you. Okay.
Right.
You know everybody else. It's always who's that nigga.
I'm like Sam Watson after the fights. When you see Sam Watson coming through.
Right. Who is that dude?
Right.
All right, next picture. Watch me. It's gonna be another situation like this. It's always who. There you go again. Yeah. Who is that nigga? No, right. So you see Jamie, we see Bernard Hopkins, we see Sugar Ray Leonard, and who is that nigga? Okay, in the picture. You gotta put your shit on your own page, okay? Because this just floats out on People Magazine. They gonna ask who is that?
Right.
I love you, brother, but it's always there's the next picture. Let's go to the next picture. And there's another who's is that?
Well, I belong here.
Hell, DC Young Fly, Earthquake, Mike Epps, Steve Harvey, and who is that nigga in the corner? Hold on. For us, I know that. Let me show a picture of somebody in Chicago and ask them that. An
They know
person.
me, but I'm like what Finesse calls snap famous.
What's that mean?
That's the nigga from.
That's funny.
I know.
Right.
They know me, but they don't know where they know me from. They've seen me enough.
Okay. Next picture. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Send that to England. Send that to England and find out who that is.
I dropped the mic on that one.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll tell you, you always
remember I write for all these shows, so I get to see special people.
Okay. All right. You always
If you weren't so mean and only writing for yourself.
Next picture. There's another picture. I know who Eddie Murphy is. I know Chris Tucker.
Right.
We got Dave Chappelle, and then we got Hookie. You know, Pookie.
Yep.
And then we got you.
Yes. These motherfuckers are at my show.
Where's Waldo? I'm gonna call you Where's Waldo. Where's Christo? Where's
This is
Christo?
at Chocolate Sundays, which is a show that you frequented. That was on Sunday nights.
Right. I love it though.
20-something years strong now.
Every picture. Okay, give another one more picture. Come on, I gotta have something else. And there's another picture. Sugar Ray Leonard. We got Willie Gault.
Yep.
Willie Gault. And then we got Jeffrey Osborne. And who is that nigga?
Right.
I love it.
Pierre, if you were nicer.
I know, that's right.
No, you know what it is also? I'm not afraid to say, let's get a picture. Like a lot of people are afraid of rejection.
There you go.
I'm like, let's get a picture. People are like, man. And I see other stars want to take other pictures with other stars, and they like.
Right. No, I'll take pictures with people. I'm like you.
Okay, good.
I have no ego.
Good.
Sure, anybody, let's take a picture because I'm still a fan of them.
Absolutely.
You know, I am a fan.
Yeah.
And sometimes it trips you out when they're like,
yes.
I'm like, yeah,
right.
Shit. You know. And you ever go like to how did I say this? Like you go to somebody to tell them like, yo, I'm a fan of you, or shake their hand. They be like. They be excited about you before you get to them. Like, hey, then you change you're like, how you at? Oh, yeah,
that happened to me with Slick Rick.
Okay.
Will Smith had an event, a friend of mine, had an event on the Warner Brothers lot, and he had like the Method Man perform and Slick Rick. And I was like, yo, I gotta go say hi to Slick Rick. I was like, yo, man, I'm a big fan. He went, Chris Spencer.
Wow, that's funny.
Yo, I used to watch you when he was in jail. I was like,
in jail, right.
You know who I am?
Man.
Mike Tyson knew me. I was like,
everyone knows you. I tried to. Everyone knows. If you don't know who this guy is, you out the loop. Let me tell you right now. Everybody, I'm not dead ass. I wasn't joking when I said you're 1 degree separation from people, man. Right. Somebody famous, man. That's a beautiful. You should be proud of that, brother. You know, really, I mean that. I know you might be, but you should be proud of what you have done. You know what I'm saying? You really should be proud of what you've done. You've stayed in this business long and haven't been like blown up, and you still make just as much money.
You ain't gotta say it like that.
Okay, my bad. Okay. Yeah.
My aunt and them think I'm balling.
I mean, remember, I mean it. That's what mean people do.
Yes.
But to say that you're around and you still, after all these years, being relevant and just hanging out there and doing it, man, and being in demand is just dope-ish. I've known people in the 90s, they working at Ralph's now, or they moved out to another country or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To say that, man, is
it's a tough business.
It is, brother. It's really tough.
But you know why we have longevity is because we realized that when in front of the camera stuff, the auditionings slowed down, we went like this and started to create. You know what I mean? You have to be able to shift.
I had a writing chance one time. What's that producer? I think he might produce with Spike or casting director, Reuben Cannon. I was in the gym one time in Atlanta. And he was like, you write? I said, yeah, I write all my movies, I write my sketches and all that. I said, yeah, I write. He said, all right, call me today at 2 o'clock and we can talk about something. And I said, okay, but I had a busy day at 2. I mean, I was busy all day. This is like it's 8 o'clock in the morning at the gym. I missed the 2 o'clock. It got like 2:33. I said, I'll wait till tomorrow and call him because I don't want to call him too late. You know, I'm like, when are you coming late? I called him the next day. He didn't answer. I saw him in the gym. He said, I told you to come in at 2. You didn't. That's what it is. I was like,
wow.
What? I was like, you mother. But but that's the way Reuben rocks. I mean, whatever. But that was my first chance. Maybe have a chance to write and get in because I don't mind writing. I've tried to take a couple little classes, trying to learn. But the case, but before we end it, man. First of all, I love having you here. We do a thing on here. My show, Creative. Come on, man. We do a thing called we spin the wheel. Okay. So if it lands on something, you got to participate, brother, man.
Okay.
So it could be how you lost your virginity. I don't know about that. If you know about remember that time. Biggest lie. You can repeat the stories you just told, any one of the ones you just told me. Who you changed places with and why. If you had to get rid of on a female, face, teeth, or booty. Which one is, the least you could deal without being the worst looking and stuff. Like that, celebrity crush call. That's when you, as an actor, I want to see if you got your Mac on, you pick your phone up, you got a minute to 2 minutes to either get to a celebrity's house, get some booty and talk about it, or get her to come to your house. Okay? So there it is right there. But since I am, this is Hollywood and I'm gender not specific. It could be a he. I don't really care how you roll. I want to be fair to everybody.
Sure.
I'm like,
it was funny. We can't even joke like that anymore. I can't be like, hell no. I'll be like, oh, okay, sure. Understand. Yes, sure. Quite positive.
Wesley Snipes, how you doing, brother?
There's some good-looking fellas out there.
I love you, boy. You're something else, man. Okay, so who would you change places with? Why? And that's pretty much the same shit over and over again.
Okay.
And a big secret, and something you want to get off your chest. All right, give him a drum roll. You have to spin it. Yeah, real hard. And where, brother? And where it land? We gonna go. And where it land? Where it land? Where it land? It's stuck between. I'm gonna give you a chance. The teeth, booty, or face, or who would you change places with and why? Which one you want to tell me about?
I think that probably change places with and why.
Okay, who? Whoever, male, female, whoever. You play. If you could have a chance to change places with them, be living in their footsteps, and why would you change places with them, and what would you change if something was changed? So think of somebody that you would. Have you met everybody? Everybody.
You know who has an incredible career for me? Is Don Cheadle.
Oh, nice.
Don Cheadle is a superstar, but not the kind that you would harass in Whole Foods if you saw him.
There you go.
So he's got the money, he's got the clout, he's got the talent, but you respect him to know enough that if he's out with his family, you just go, I love your work.
Nice.
If you're Denzel, you'd be like, I gotta go.
Right.
Denzel go to the bathroom. You go that way, I go this way. You know what I mean?
Right.
But Don is elegant. He's a class act, and you just go. I love that.
I like it. You know what? I ran into Ralph's over in Sherman Oaks, right over the valley. I feel bad. I know her. Black actress, very
Regina
good.
King.
No.
Regina Hall.
No. Hold on.
Stephanie.
She was just in an African warrior movie. She was the lead in it. Viola Davis.
Viola Davis.
She's like that too.
Yes.
You see her like, oh my God.
Right.
But you like, I'm respecting.
Right.
I ain't gonna be.
But let me just tell you something funny. Okay, so O'Neal McKnight.
No.
Andre Harrell's nephew. He said the funniest thing I've ever seen. He was in New York. He sees Cicely Tyson, who's another one of these people in that Viola Davis, Don Cheadle world. And he's like, oh my God, Cicely Tyson. I gotta go say something. I gotta go say something. He walks over to her, he goes, Mrs. Tyson, I just want you to know I love your work. She says, not now, nigga. And she walks away.
Wow.
He was like this.
That's good.
Cicely Tyson.
Right.
So
wow.
sometimes you catch the person at the wrong time.
There it is.
know.
Well, wow. I didn't expect Cicely to do that, but hey, it is what it is. I do a segment on here, a new segment this year called 5 for 5. I know. I got 5. Hold on. Watch this one. It's called 5 for 5. This is where I take a dope comedian.
Black James Corden.
Okay, you ain't. But watch how dope this is.
Okay.
Well, I take a dope comedian who I think needs some more shine.
Right.
We give them stand up. We do them do 5 minutes of stand up, and I sit down with them for 5 minutes.
Right.
And I film it.
Right.
And I bring it and I show it to my guests, so you can see who it is, you know who it is, and you know whatever. So this is a chance I give a comic some chance to get on my show and shine. You know what I'm saying?
That's great.
So give them a 5 minutes of comedy and 5 minutes stand up. So won't you watch who this next comic is right here?
5 for 5. 5 for 5. 5 for 5.
Next comedian, funny as heck. I think he's from Atlanta. I met him in Atlanta a couple years ago. He a fly dresser, cool dude. He rolls with Ricky Smiley in the morning. I'm telling you, a bad boy, y'all. Give it up for the one and only Mr. Special K.
Yeah. So I'm a black man, over 50 years old, and I'm confused by the fact that I'm still alive. Because statistically speaking, between diabetes, the police, hypertension, and other black men, I should have been dead about 23 years ago. But I'm still here, and I take care of myself. I try to drink at least 8 to 10 bottles of water every day. So because I am over 50 years old, that means I pee 37 to 48 times a day. And when I pee, when you're over 50 and you pee, when you finish, that's never the end of the pee. But you're suffering from this thing called ED. That's the extra drip. No matter how many times you shake that thing off, 60, 70 times, you can shake it as much as you want to. 30 seconds after you walk out of that bathroom, you got half a teaspoon of piss running down. It's bad, man. I'm wearing a panty liner right now. Let me know. I don't give a fuck no more. I wear a panty liner whenever I want to get on stage. I'm not going to be up here doing this shit all night. I just peed before I came up here, and I'm peeing again when I leave. I'm serious. But I'm an older dude now, you know? I'm an older dude, and so that means I'm just bothered by a lot of shit. Like, I'm not angry, I'm just bothered by a lot. Like, and shit that bothers me probably don't bother other people, regular people. Like, I'm bothered by the Dollar Tree right now. The Dollar Tree really fucking bothers me. Because there's several things about the Dollar Tree that bother me. Like, they got shit in the Dollar Tree that no longer costs $1. I feel like this is unconstitutional. You know how many struggling, poverty-stricken people have for years relied on Dollar Tree to come in and save money. Now you go in there, they got $3 section at the Dollar Tree. They got a $5 section at the Dollar Tree. What the fuck is going on with that? Ain't nobody in Congress talking about this shit. The president ain't talking about this shit. How the fuck do they have a $5 section in the Dollar Tree? That's like having a hamburger section at a bigger restaurant. It don't work. You can't do that. Everything in there used to be $1. I don't care whether it was a can of beets, a pack of Band-Aids, a 12-piece comforter set. I don't give a fuck what it was. It was $1. You know how many years I didn't have money? That I relied on the Dollar Tree to go in there with a $20 bill and get all the shit I needed for a month. You know how long I was living like that? I was buying all kind of shit. Bacon. You know how fucked up your life gotta be that you eating $1 bacon? Do you know how you rolling the dice to eat $1 bacon? That shit bothers me. And now that they done raised their price, they think they're a real store. So they have a real store attitude when you go in there. And I don't appreciate that. Don't talk to me at the register at the Dollar Tree. Just bring my stuff up and let me get the hell on. Don't talk to me. Don't ask me questions at the Dollar Tree. Asking me, would you like to join our rewards program? Man, this shit was $1. I paid $1 for this shit. I'm not giving you my email address for a store that got shit that costs $1. No. It's ridiculous. We coming up on Christmas. It's a sign at the Dollar Tree by my house in the window saying, our Black Friday sale, doors open at 3 a.m., don't miss it. Who the fuck is lining up in front of the Dollar Tree? What are you trying to say? I'm just saying, what I also grew up, so I'm over 50, so I grew up in an era where church was church. I don't go to church no more. And it ain't got nothing to do with Jesus. It got to do with church ain't church no more. Anything is church now. People wear anything to church. They put churches anywhere. I don't want to be invited to no church that ain't a real church. Y'all saying, what are you talking about? I mean a real church like I grew up in, with a steeple, with a vestibule, with a goddamn water fountain in the front that don't work, with a motherfucking fellowship hall. I need a church with a pulpit, with a choir stand, with a baptismal pool, with a do this in remembrance of me table in front of the pulpit. I need all that. I need pews that got carpet on them. That's what I need. I need a real church. People open up churches now. Anywhere. Any goddamn where. Don't invite me to no church that used to be a Dollar General 3 weeks ago. I'm not going to no church in the strip mall. Church ain't got no pews. They got folding chairs. Ain't got no real pastor. You can't have a church if your name is Red. What's your pastor name? We just call him Red. Your pastor got a street name and drive a Tahoe on rims. No, I'm not coming to your church. That salvation is not going to work. Jesus is not respecting that. But anyway. All right, y'all, I didn't have a whole lot of time. I just came up here to show a little bit of love and do a little bit of my thing, man. My name is Special K. Come on, show me that love.
You know, I think you're a little more cerebral. Is the word cerebral?
Yeah, that's the word.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yes,
I'm Mr. Panic Room. I don't know.
There you go.
Okay. I'm digging it. I'm digging it, man. I've known you for years too, brother. Come on, I've known you for years.
At least 20.
Right. And what I did not know, this is crazy now, ladies. This is crazy. You didn't start off getting on stage as a stand-up comedian. You got on stage starting off showing them nuts. What? He was a stripper. He saw me.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
First of all, what was your stripper name?
First one was the Hitman. It's the stripper name, alright?
The Hitman?
I wasn't a doctor.
Let me see how it sounds. Ladies and gentlemen, put your money where you want your mouth to be. Give it up for that.
Hitman, I was killing them all.
Really?
Where it came from, man.
Okay, then what was your second name?
Then it became Special K.
That was your stripper name, Special K?
Yeah, and it just stuck, man. I couldn't get rid of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Special K.
I couldn't get rid of it. It just kind of stuck.
Special K. Is it getting you wet? Special K. I hear some shit drying up in here.
Oh, no. You had to come out as soon as I say your name. You had to come out and get to it.
Actually, funny. I used to host strip clubs, strip shows, and I'll tell you some strange. Crazy. One time we had a strip show, and that was like the year end, like picking the best different strippers for the year end, whatever you want to call it.
Were these women? Were these men?
No, the men strippers and women, and I was hosting it. So the women would be a long line. Yeah. He said, the guy ran. He said, we're about to let the ladies in. So everybody got to go downstairs to get ready. Get ready. They pushed me downstairs. Now I never been downstairs before. I didn't see so many magazines and Vaseline and all my goddamn life. I was like, what are you doing?
I mean, you gotta get right. You gotta get right. You gotta chub up.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you gotta chub up.
Chub up?
Yeah, you gotta chub up.
Ladies, chub up? You got chub up here. Got chub up here. You chub up? I didn't feel like a rubber band.
Yeah,
I see some of my peripheral.
There's things that you can use. Rubber band hurt, but there's things you can use that keep you.
Tell the ladies more. What can you?
There's little rings, there's little rubber rings that you can use, and you put it on your situation,
right?
And you stay where you need to be while you perform.
Wow.
So you want to give them a little something,
Hold on to it. well, it's funny. I almost for a hot second I thought about being a stripper. And guess my stripper name. Now this is back in the late '80s. Guess my stripper name was almost. Come on, lady, you ready?
Like right.
No, that's corny. Right. Chico stick. Chico stick.
That's not hard.
Now look, you transitioned from showing your nuts to showing your ass on the radio show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, you got in with
Well, I started off, I was in the Air Force. I left the Air Force. I started stripping my last year when I was in the Air Force. And then I stripped for like 10 years.
Hold on, I was paying taxes so you could strip niggas? You crazy?
Yeah, and then the base commander found out about it, and I had to get out of the service. He was like, you can't do both. He said, you can't be a sergeant here and then be stripping at night in Miami. And I was living in South Florida, so it was crazy.
How did you feel when you were stripping and y'all met eye to eye?
No. It wasn't him, but women from the base would come to the shows because we was performing all around, and things got a little crazy. But I chose the more fun life, and I did it for 10 years.
Oh, well, damn, sure. Yeah. Okay. So then you met Ricky Smiley.
Yeah.
And you came up and started doing. So how did it feel from being kind of?
Well, the whole radio thing started by accident because we shared a manager. We had the same manager.
Okay.
And she introduced me. Well, she was his manager. She introduced me to him when I first jumped in the game, and then we met, and then we did a couple of little shows together, and then we didn't see each other again probably 6-7 years, and then we came back into each other's circle with another joint manager. Mm-hmm. And I went on the road with him. He liked some of the stuff I was doing. He said, "Hey, I just got this radio show in Dallas. Why don't you come hang out for about a week and just help me come up with some ideas?"
4 years?
And I went for a week. I stayed for 2 weeks. I stayed for a couple of months. And 16 years later, I'm still.
Wow, you're around wrong. Well, shout out to you, brother. Give your folks a round. Tell them know they can see and follow you.
Oh yeah, y'all can check me out, man. Coming up, Royal Comedy Tour. Go to royalcomedytour.com. That's some more Bruce, Lavelle Crawford, and more. Royal Comedy Tour hitting the road from January to May of 2023. Also, Special K913 on Instagram, K Douglas Comedy on Facebook. Holla at your boy, man, and catch me every morning on Ricky.
Show him some love. Show him some love.
Always funny.
Yeah, Special K, yeah.
Yes, whenever I come to town, Atlanta.
You support him? Yeah. He's fun.
I don't support him. He opens for me.
Ooh, Special K, you heard that? Hey, look, man.
Yes, I do support him.
I know that's right. I thank you so much for coming here, man.
Thank you, man.
I like to give you a little. We have a swag bag, normally, but we ain't got no damn bag right now.
Okay.
So I like to give out little stuff. This is a card game with all urban black movies or sitcoms or whatever it is. We do, we have that. And we also have a book. My book is called My 100 Homies and Phonies of Hollywood.
I read this, but I will definitely.
We'll give it to a homie.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Great.
And we give you an official, come on now, Pierre's Panic Room shirt.
That's dope.
You can wear large. Can you wear large? You're large, right?
It depends on the day.
Oh, really? Okay. Well,
After Thanksgiving,
it's good. It is good quality. Chris
you.
Spencer, man, thank
Pierre.
you for coming, brother. For real. And I mean this. I was really happy, excited.
I wanted to say who I wanted to trade places with you,
right.
but then I think you were expecting that.
Right.
So I went with Don.
Man, you ain't y'all, man. Thank you again, Chris, man.
Love you, boy.
Thank you, for supporting Pierre's Panic Room. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. And like I said, we'll see you next week with another Fly Guest. 2023, blowing up.
What up, y'all? This is Chris Spencer, and I survived Pierre's Panic Room. I want to thank Pierre for now having 100,000 subscribers.
If you like that show, like, subscribe, and comment below. Hit the notification bell. Hit the subscribe button, man. We want you around. Appreciate it.